Hi guys, this is Nivita. In this video, I would like to share my assignment from the subject language across curriculum. The topic for the assignment is acquisition of second language. So I have quoted one quote: to have another language is to possess a second soul. Okay, now we are going to see my assignment. uh, First I have written the contents and the subheadings and all. After that, what I have done is, I have defined what is home language or first language, and what is second language. Okay, first of all, what is home language is a language that is most commonly spoken by the members of the family, right? Home language is the language which is spoken by the member of the family for everyday interaction at home, also called the family language or the language of home. These are the other name for home language: family language or language of the home. It is the language we think. In home language only we used to think, we used to feel, right? So, and it is one of the easiest language to express ourselves and communicate with others. Okay, by the way, what is second language? Second language is a language which is not their native language, it is not their own language. Okay, but which they use at work, but they will be using it at work or at school. Second language is a word given to the language that a person learns in addition to their first language. What is second language? Second language is a language which a person uses or learns in addition to the first language. This language may be learned in a formal situation or in informal ways. Okay, next we are going to see the topic of acquisition of second language. How we can acquire the second language? A person's second language is a language that is not a native language. First of all, we have told it, right? It is not a native language of the speaker, but it is learned by the speaker. Okay, it is learned by the speaker after his or her native language. After he or she learns the native language, he used to learn the second language. Okay, according to creation, the acquisition of a language is a natural process, whereas learning a language is a conscious one. We used to get one language is a which is a natural process, right? But when we are learning a language means it's a conscious one. We used to think like, okay, this is not the right method, this would be the right method and all. We used to think a lot, right? So that is what it has been quoted. In the former, the student needs to uh, take uh, take part in natural communication system. In the first language acquisition, no, so the students just need to take part in natural communication system. In the later, which is the second language acquisition, the error correction is present and is the study of the grammatical rules isolated from the natural language. Okay, so which has there should be some grammatical rules and regulation that has to be followed. There are 5 stages to acquire a language. First thing is silent or receptive. This stage may last for several hours to several months depending on the individual learner. Okay, first of all, we used to listen, right? We used to listen how it is, how it be like, how they are pronouncing that is, and we used to listen. So this lasts for about several hours to several months. And the second stage is early production. This stage may last about 6 months, during which the language learners typically acquire an understanding of about 1,000 words. So early production refers to, if a person want to learn one language means in 6 months he or she used to know about at least 1,000 words, right? That is what the yearly production. Then third stage is speech emergence. By this stage, learners typically acquire a vocabulary of up to 3,000 words. Before that, only 1,000 words, right? In speech emergence stage, they used to acquire 3,000 words and to learn and communicate by putting the words in short phrase, sentence, and questions. Okay, first of all, they used to acquire the language by asking questions or by using the short phrases, by using those 3,000 words only, right? So apart from that, they daily they used to learn, but for about next 6 months or anything, they used to use the 3000 words only. And next, the intermediate fluency is they usually acquire the ability to communicate in writing and speech using more complex sentences. This crucial stage is also when the learners being to actually thinking of their second language. This is a stage where the learner think in second language. Okay. Next, fifth one is continued language development, advanced fluency. This takes about 2 years to 10 years to achieve the full mastery. Then acquisition of second language. There are some points I have mentioned. In language teaching, we must practice and practice again and again. Okay. Just watch a small child learning his mother tongue. He repeats things over and over again, right? What their parents are telling, what their relatives are telling. So the child used to tell it again and again. Likewise, we also should act like a child, and we should also tell a word or pronounce a word again and again. During the language learning stage, he practice all the time, right? The child has to practice all the time. This is what we must also do when we learn a foreign language. Second, language learning is mainly a matter of imitation. Okay, we need to imitate somebody. We need to imitate our favorite teacher. We need to imitate our favorite actress. We need to imitate some of the political parties who used to excel in English. Okay, right? So there are so much of sources that the language learning is mainly a matter of imitation. Okay, you must be a mimic, just like a small child. He imitates everything. Okay. Third one is, first we practice the separate sounds. We should practice the separate sounds and then words and then sentences. This is a normal order and is therefore right for the learning a foreign language. Okay, this is the right order to learn a foreign language. Then the fourth point is, watch a small child speak development. First he listens, then he speaks. Okay, understanding always precedes the speaking. Adada, first he will listen, after that he used to understand, after that only he used to speak, right? Therefore this must be the right order of presenting the skills in the foreign language. Then fifth one is, you did not have to translate when you are small. When you are in childhood days and all, you won't translate, right? You there is no need for you to translate. If you are able to learn your own language without translation, just think, if you can able to learn your own language without translation, you can also learn a foreign language in the same way, like you have acquired your first language. Okay. Then sixth point is, a small child simply uses language. He doesn't learn a formal a small child always uses language. He doesn't learn a formal grammar. You don't tell him that verb, noun and all, then also the child learns the language, right, perfectly. It is equally unnecessary to use the grammatical contemplation in the teaching of a foreign language. If you are going for a foreign language, means there should be lot of practice only. There is no need, or there is a it should not be given much importance to the verbs or anything. There should be a teaching, like there should be a lot of practices, there should be a lot of activities. Okay, that is what is needed. Then first language and second language. In first language acquisition, learners have many chances to practice with native speaker, right? Especially caretakers, especially parents or guardians. In second language acquisition, learner may or may not have the opportunity, right, to practice extensively with the native speaker. First language is what is referred to the native or indigenous language of the student. So first language refers to the native or indigenous language of the students. It is also referred to as a natural language on the mother tongue. When it comes to the language learning and acquisition, first language is the language in which the students enters the program, and also language with the students enters the program, and also with the language with which the student is more comfortable speaking because of the extensive exposure to it. Already the student has a most exposure to the first language. Okay, so the students need to complete the first language. After that the students are going on in the second language acquisition, right? Therefore the students are expected to revert to their first language in the moment of frustration or in the situation of learning stress. Suppose if a student feels some stress or frustration, then automatically the first language will come, because that is a natural language, right? So that is what that is the first language. Conclusion: age is a factor to consider the second language acquisition. Okay, for some people it's like environment, for some people it's like heredity, but basically age is also a factor to consider the second language acquisition. Thank you for watching.